Welcome back. We're here with another set of reviews. Here we're at end of March and got a lot of books, I believe, that you have ready.
Yes, I've got four books that I felt like were worth a mention.
All right, so hopefully you'll enjoy what we have. So let's hear about book one.
Book one is Connection Unknown by Michael Chatfield.
Okay.
This is the first book in a science fiction space fantasy series. The series is called Builder's Legacy, and it's a three-book series. The books aren't finished.
Okay.
So this tells one story,
Okay.
but there's several other stories that could come out of it. And so
Okay.
I'm assuming there's more there.
And how long are these books?
The books are 650 pages.
Okay.
They're really good books. It's 220 years in the future. Man has gone into space, done so well enough that they can get almost up to light speed. They have gone to other solar systems and other planets, and now there are factions forming where there are different groups that are grouping together, and there's an uneasy tension between these groups. Possibility of war. Luke Tavares, 17-year-old, almost ready to turn 18, and he is physically on a spaceship traveling between planets at the moment.
Okay.
His parents own the spaceship. They are merchants, and they go from planet to planet and pick up stuff that sells cheap and sell it for more in the next solar system. He is 18. He's almost 18, and his parents have been telling him that he needs to figure out what he's going to do for his life. Either become a mechanic, they're willing to hire him on that spaceship, or stop off at one of the planets that they're stopping at, and he can become a mechanic there. And they're pushing him that direction. But he's spending his time playing games on the computer.
Okay. Sounds familiar.
And they're telling him, you've got very few months before you're going to have to earn your own air and water. And so figure out what you're going to do, because you're going to have to pay your way. In a parallel story, there are two older gentlemen who were the main developers of a computer game. The computer game's name was Orion's Belt, and it was wildly popular. Corporations were able to get themselves in a position to take it over and kind of wrenched all of the money out of it until it was a shell, not worth very much. And they are on the last day before this computer game closes down, when something happens that they're not expecting. On their servers, a new game is put forward. The new game is named Sphere World. They have no idea who made it or how they got it on their servers, but it's attracted the attention of the people that were playing Orion's Belt. And all of a sudden, there's just all these people talking about Sphere World and logging in to play Sphere World. And they suddenly decide they're going to take a chance, and they go and buy up all of their defunct stock for almost nothing and get control back of their company. Luke and his friends spend their time playing in-game, and they happen to see this Sphere World open up in the lobby of Orion's Belt, and with all the people going into it, they decide, let's try that. And so they go into it and find out it's so much fun that they spend all their time playing Sphere World instead of what they used to play. The game is where they inhabit or take over a robot, and then they can equip the robot however they want. It costs money to buy the robot and money to equip it, except for the first time. The first time they give it to you. And then you get on a drop ship and get assigned to try and take over a mining node where they're mining resources that are valuable. If you can help them take over this mining node, then you earn money. And the money can be exchanged for credits that Luke can then pay his way instead of having to get a job as an engineer. And so that's what he's trying to do.
So it pays enough money that the money is transferable out of game.
If they're good enough at it.
Okay.
If you go in and get your robot killed every time you turn around, then then it's not viable. But they're pretty good players.
Okay.
If you can make the jump mentally to a time when you're traveling between planets, even though it's at light speed, only at light speed, you have internet connections that are not lagging over
light speed.
over planets that are
Sure.
that are light years away from each other, then this is a good book. It's
Okay.
really interesting, and they're fighting each other, but in robots. Then it gets really complicated, but that's the initial premise, and it's really a good book. I rated this book very good, a 9.
Okay.
Sexuality, there really isn't any. There's a lot of talk, like teenagers do, but there's nothing really happening.
Okay.
Violent incidents, there are violent incidents of high intensity. Most of it's between robots.
Okay.
And I rated it for a teen audience.
All right. Profanity?
Not
much?
Not much. It's fairly clean.
So what, I guess you rate this a 9. What makes it a good book to read?
How much I want to read the next books in the line.
Okay, but how about this one?
This one was good. It took me just a little while to get into it. I had a hard time with no lag speed for the computers that are playing online. They're actually playing in suits that are hung on a hanger in the spaceship.
Okay.
They're in 0G, so that's
Not a big deal.
Not a big deal. It's fascinating. Their build times on spaceships and robots are unbelievably fast. That took a little bit to get used to. So it was very good. I enjoyed it.
Well, I think that concludes our reviews for this month. Hopefully you enjoyed them. We got a mix of different genres, which is nice. So it's been good hearing about these books. Hopefully you enjoy them. Let us know which book you decided to pick up and read.
Have fun reading them. There are some good books in this group.
All right. See you later.